Welcome to the BS3 Radio live post-game show of Game 3. As this game wraps up, well, it looks like the Miami Heat got a game. That's 24.7 seconds left in this one. And they were extremely physical in this one. They were physical. They were hungry. You've seen a different team in this one. You know, this wasn't like the same like the other two games, and they played well. They played hungry, and they played coming into this game like they wanted to get this win. And it was no joking around with it. Like they wanted this win. A lot of key minutes in this game. Thank you all those for tuning in live, or if you're watching this video after it's over. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, for those people that said it was going to be a sweep, guess what? It's not a sweep. I think number one, I think the Heat are just too gritty of a team to allow it to be a sweep. I think that's number one. Number two, I think Spoelstra got them ready for this game. They putting the camera on Pat Riley. He's standing up looking like a proud grandfather. 115-104. It's not over. It's not over yet. Lakers are up now 2-1. I said Lakers in 6. Some people said the Lakers are going to sweep. Some people said, Miami may get 1. But a lot of key minutes in tonight's game. First off, Jimmy Butler couldn't have played a better game. 40, 11, and 13. 11 rebounds, 13 assists. What better game do you need from one of your star players than for it to be like this? That's what you want. That's what you want from Jimmy Butler. That's what you want from him on both sides of the floor. And I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this team, and I'm impressed with them fighting. Because if you look at those first two games, you would say, everybody's saying it's over. A lot of people saying, even I said it was over. But you got to give them their props, man. They stood in here and they fought against a team that they didn't think is better than them. They don't think is better than them. And I think that's how you got to go into these types of games, knowing that you're going to be looked at on the outside as being the lesser team. You got to fight. And this team fought tonight. So big ups to Jimmy Butler, MVP of the game, 40, 11, and 13. I think also we need to give some respect to Kelly Olynyk. He was 3 for 5 from the three, has 17 points, 7 rebounds. He's not. I'm not gonna say he's a baller. He's one of the best players on this team, but he has been called upon in these last two games. He gave him 24 last game, gave him 17 tonight. I mean, you gotta shout this guy out. I think you have to, just for what he was able to add in. And before we even get started too far into this post-game show, this is a team that did not have Bam, that did not have one of their star players. Also, they didn't have Goran Dragic, who is their best, or has been, their best scorer. So hats off to Miami. Game 4 will be on Sunday, so it'll be on Tuesday. But this series is not over. I knew that this team was going to fight. How much were they going to fight? I don't know. But I knew that this team was going to fight and not allow, the media to put them under a bitch. Now, I still think this series is over with. I still think the Lakers are going to win it. But Jimmy was hungry. Jimmy played a great game, and he put it all out there on the court. And that's what you have to do, especially in these types of games, going up against these types of this type of team, as in, the Clippers. The Lakers. But a big win on tonight. Big win by the Miami Heat. Shouts out to them, man. I gotta give them their respect and their love, because a lot of people counted them out. Give me your thoughts on the game. We are live right now on YouTube. We're also live on Facebook, on my personal page, also on the BS3 Radio page. We'll be doing this after each NBA Finals game, and we got more to talk about. We got more to talk about tonight than just one of the regular games. A game that ending in a blow. The Lakers. So Duncan Robinson, 13. And this was a night where, neither one of these teams shot great from the three. I know the Heat was 12 for 34, 35.3%. And then the Lakers were 14 for 42 for 33.3%. So they weren't great. Neither one of them were great. But it all comes down to that score. It all comes down to the score at the end of the day. The Miami Heat won. Got to give them props. LeBron James had 25, 10, and 8. Anthony Davis, who was beast in the last game, only had 15. So whatever game plan and whatever they did to change going into this game, it made a difference. It made a difference because they were able to do something to help shut down AD, and that's a huge part of the battle. That's a major part of the battle. If you're able to shut down a guy who went off on you guys, last game. So you got to give him some respect to this defense, to this Heat defense, to the team as a whole. Tyler Hero giving you 17. You need that from him. That's something that you need from him. Iguodala gave you 17 minutes. He only had 2 points, but Iguodala's, I think his play now at this point in his career is not going to simply show up on the stat sheet. It's going to be his leadership. It's going to be what he does on the court, but also coaching, also being a player coach, being one of those guys that's going to give you some leadership. It's going to give you some leadership. So, man, better outcome than the last game. A more exciting game than the last one. Shout out to my man Al High in the building on Facebook. Give me your thoughts on the game. This was better. It was better than the last game for sure. So we got to halftime. It was 58-54. He were up by 4. I was thinking, okay, they're up, but does that mean they can withstand and keep this lead? And they did it. They got one win. One win helps you get momentum. Who knows what can happen? Again, I'm picking the Lakers. I said Lakers in 6, so I'm gonna stick with my original, what I originally said from the jump. That's what I'm gonna stick with. So I think they could, if they got one without 2 of their best players, they could definitely get more. They could definitely get more because who knows if Bam's going to come back. The story was that Bam was going to be coming back this game. There was a possibility of it. So there's a possibility that if Bam comes back, that's going to give them some needed firepower that they need. So don't count this team out. Don't do it. What's up, Taryn Rodriguez? How you feeling right now? I know your boys lost, but this is a long This is definitely a long playoffs, and it's not over with. Also, as we're talking NBA, we do have a football game on tonight. This is a crazy time. This is an extremely crazy time in sports right now because you have NFL and you have NBA and you have WNBA. You have a lot of things going on at the same time. Right now, it's 14-8 San Francisco up on Philly in that game. But back to this basketball game. Dwight Howard, who was very key, I think, in the last game, he only had 4 points tonight. Danny Green, who was key the last game as well, had 2 points, 0 for 4 from the three. And that's the thing with Danny Green. You don't know what you're going to get night in and night out. You may hope that you're going to get, some buckets every single night, some threes every single night, but you don't know that. And that's the thing with Danny. You do not know what you're going to get night in and night out with Danny Green. Same thing with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. We had 5 tonight, 1 from the three. Now, Marcus Morris, my boy Marcus Morris was putting in work. He played 25 minutes. He had 19 points, was 5 for 11 from the three. Did miss a couple threes towards the end of the game that could have helped. Shout out to Vince Rice, Sports Governor. How you doing tonight? And I know you're happy because the Vikings got a win today. First win of the season, I believe. Not too good. My Chargers and Lakers lost. Disgusting. But I'll survive. Yeah, you'll survive. Don't worry. Chargers are going to be a team projecting, years from now. So, give it some time. Give it some time. But Justin Hibbert went into you have to respect this kid to go into a shootout with the one and only Tom Brady, aka I call him Grandpa Tommy. I mean, you gotta give some respect to this kid. Put some respect on my name. Danny Green had a whooping 3 points. Yeah, Danny. That's the thing with Danny Green. You just don't know what you're gonna get. If it's not LeBron or Anthony Davis, the Lakers in trouble. Lakers in 6, says Taryn. I said Lakers in 6. I'm gonna stick to that. Especially the biggest thing at this point right now is especially with them not having Bam and them not having Dragic, and they still won. We might have a little bit of a series here. I don't want to get too overreaction Sunday, but they played tough tonight. They played and they did exactly what they needed to do and more. And the biggest thing I believe is Jimmy Butler was aggressive. He was aggressive in this game. Let me look up his stats from the last game. He had 25, 13, and 8. Now, normally, you would say that's a good game. But for Jimmy Butler and this team, especially with the people that they have out, that is not a good game. And that may not equal wins. Jimmy Butler will have to carry the team like D-Wade in 06. Facts, man. You don't have, especially right now, you don't have a lot of firepower. You don't have a lot of guys that you can count on to give you buckets. You don't. You just don't. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I think he did it. He came out tonight and he did exactly what he needed to do to get the win. And he had a couple of falls too. That made me a little nervous. When I seen Jimmy Butler fall the first time and he was laying on the ground, I was thinking, please, Jimmy, don't be out. Please don't be out. Because if he's out, that's gonna affect this entire series and how the rest of this is gonna go. So I was hoping that he wasn't gonna be out of the game. I was hoping we weren't gonna see him pulling up with an injury. So I'm glad to see that Jimmy was fine, and we're going to see him, it looks like, the rest of this series. And even if he was hurt, I don't think he would have just bowed out and said, "Oh, I'm not playing." I don't think he would have did that. So, man, I'm excited. I'm excited about the rest of this series. I think it's going to be a great remainder of the series. And these guys are playing, man. They're playing hard. They're giving it everything that they have. Excuse me, which is what you have to do. This is the finals. There's no other maybe next time. No, there is no other maybe next times anymore. Lakers are winning game 4. LeBron is going to have a huge game. You heard it here first. I believe you. I believe you 100%. I think when it comes to LeBron and when he has a down night, you got to expect the next game he's going to light it up. And the guy that's over, where my hands are, the guy that's over here, the guy that's over here, AD's going to have a great game, I believe, the next game too. Jimmy will be sore in the morning. So the first fall that he had, I was worried because you looked at him, the way he was laying on the floor, it looked like he was hurt, but I think he was probably taking a good, a well-rested break while he's on the floor. And then the second time he fell, he just looked like, come on, man. Why y'all got to be abusing me like this? So I brought up Morris. Morris giving you some key threes in this game. And then Kuzma. Kuzma went 4 for 8. He had 19. That's great. But you're missing some from AD. Dwight Howard last game gave you some key points, and Danny Green. Now let's look at the Heat bench. 17 for Olynyk. Solomon Hill, I believe that Solomon Hill got some minutes. And you had Kendrick Nunn had 4. But the key point of this game, there was 3 key players in this game. Jimmy Butler with 40. I'll say Duncan Robinson with 13 and Hero with 17. And we have ourselves a better series than what we had. But yes, Jimmy will be waking up sore in the morning. Bam was on the sideline. You've seen, you got to be itching to want to get back and get into this game just because, this is, like I said before, this is it. There's no other opportunities. And I think he wants to get into this game and contribute and be able to help his team out. Like, what better way can you help your team than when you're on the floor? What better way can you help your team than when you're on the floor and being able to play and being able to give your team, some minutes. But Jimmy will definitely be back and better than ever the next game. Who knows? We may have Bam next game. Who knows? I think Dragic is out. I don't think Dragic is going to come back. When you talk about a tear, that's major. That's not something simple. That's not a little like whoops. That's not something that I don't think you can overlook and just say that he'll be fine and he'll come back. I don't think he's coming back from that. But a great win, big win, a great win by the Heat. I also I don't think I talked about this on any of the post-game shows, but Udonis Haslem has been key. Is he playing minutes? No. But he has been key in coaching the players on the sideline, giving them some encouragement, getting in their behinds when they mess up. And I think that has been very vital. I think that's been vital. I think that's been important. And that's his value at this point now. His value is no longer him giving you minutes. That's not his value anymore. His value is coaching and giving his teammates some encouragement and giving them some, some build up or helping them out. Essentially, is what I'm trying to say. Giving them something that little nudge, that they can use and need right now. So game 4 on Tuesday, which we will be back then as well. Rondo. Now, like I've said before, Rondo is not one of those guys that's expecting to give you 20, 10, and 5 a night. That's not Rondo. That's not Rondo. But what Rondo is going to do is he's going to give you most of the time, 10 assists a night. He had 4 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. And I think also, him being able to give you some points, obviously is going to give you a boost. But that was the last game. Rondo gave you some points that you didn't have in this game. So it's the series obviously is not over, but this series is trending in a positive direction. Rondo had 16, 10, and 4 the other night. So you're missing those 6 points from Rondo. That could have helped you out. You're missing the points that Danny Green gave you. That could have helped too. And that's where the game went. That's basically where it went. Let me see. Off the bench, Caruso had 8, which Caruso's not going to give you a bunch of points either. He's a hustle guy. He had 6 the last game. So you're not expecting Caruso to give you 20 points a night. Whatever he gives you, I'm sure is good buckets. J.R. Smith, Henny Smith got into the game. He had 3. Dudley did not play. JaVale McGee was a coach's decision, and Talen Horton Tucker. And then they've had my man, what's this guy's name? He played for Miami earlier in the year, and then he went to the Lakers. But Deion Waiters hasn't suited up at all. I don't know if Deion Waiters is injured. I don't know which I'm pulling up, his stat right now to see if something's going on with him or they just don't need him. But I'm assuming, okay, so he's got a left groin injury. He's been inactive, but that could give you some offensive firepower that would probably help them out. But I'm sure you guys have seen this story. And if you haven't seen this story, let me just tell you now that he's going to get a ring regardless because he played on both teams. And so he'll get a ring regardless. So I'm sure Deion Waiters has got to be happy that if he plays or doesn't play, he's going to get a ring. So shout out to Deion Waiters. On the Heat bench, Kendrick Nunn, even with Kendrick Nunn only scoring 4, I think obviously I was expecting him to get more than that. He had 13 the last game, but that didn't matter. That didn't matter. They did exactly what they needed to do tonight. They got a win. There's no home court advantage. This is not a series where, you can say, oh, they got home court advantage. There is no home court advantage. There is no try to get a couple games at home. There's none of that. This is even court the entire series. Lakers will be ready game 4. The Lakers in these playoffs have always had the one game when they've played bad. Frank Vogel and the Lakers will adapt. They'll be back. Yeah, I got them winning the next game. No doubt. No doubt, I do. Iguodala, like I said, he had 2. Udonis Haslem, no. Obviously, he's not going to play. Chris Silva didn't, and Bam didn't as well. So 115-104. This is, if you needed to get a game at any point in time, this is the game that you needed to get. So I am happy for the Heat. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. Give me your thoughts on the game. Give me your prediction for the next one as we're talking about this tonight. I'm going to say right now, I have the Lakers winning the next game. I do. I think you're going to bounce back. You're not going to allow this team to win 2 games in a row. Now, will they win the next game? Game 6? Could Miami win? Possibly. I think it all depends on Bam. And also, I think it depends on what AD does the next game. AD is going to definitely need to give you more. He's definitely going to need to give you more. Let me see if I had anything else in my notes. And the Heat were just aggressive tonight. And when I say the Heat, I mean Jimmy Butler was aggressive, going to the hole. One thing I wanted to bring up is that Jimmy had 0 threes, 0 attempts. He was not trying to shoot threes. I think that was extremely key. He played 45 minutes. That was extremely key in this game. So essentially, he only had 3 minutes. He only had 3 minutes off. So Jimmy was all in, balls to the wall, not trying to take breaks. I never counted him as a guy trying to take breaks, but he attempted 0 threes, 0. I think that was key in this game. Getting to the hole, being physical. He fell on the floor a couple times. He was getting to the hole, kind of like what D Wade did, which is important. That is important in this series. And he was 12 for 14 from the line. That's also important. The free throws they're called free for a reason, because that gives you, high percentage, and that gives you an opportunity to basically, ideally, give you some free points. So that was very important. That was very important in this game of what Jimmy was able to do at the line. The last game. Let me go to the stats from the last game. Jimmy had 25, 11 of 12. But I'm going to pull up the exact stat, but I believe he was only 0 for 1 from the 3. So Jimmy's not, I think Jimmy has his times where he's got that 3-point shot. But this was a big win tonight. If you want a confidence booster, if you want something to give you some juice, going into the next game. And I think Spoelstra pretty much hit it on the head, saying, we don't care. And he didn't say it in those words, but they don't care what the media says. They don't care who is talking about them, talking down to them. And they're not afraid of the big dog. So some news that just came through. Jimmy Butler makes history in Game 3. The Heat star becomes the 3rd player ever with a 40-point triple-double, in the finals. In the finals. What a great game. What a great game. And they held on. They held on to it. They showed that they are not a pushover and that they can run with these Lakers. So from the free throw line, the Lakers went 22 for 29. LeBron was 6 for 9. That would have gave you some extra points. AD was 2 for 2. Danny Green was 2 for 2. And my main man, the guy I love to talk about, KCP was 2 for 4. But as a whole, they were 22 for 29. And this could be a deciding factor right here. Though that 7 points would have put you closer in this game. When I'm talking about the Lakers, Miami, they went 21 for 23. Jimmy was the only one that missed free throws. Everyone else, free throws went in. And you see the ending of the score. So give me your prediction for the next game. I have them winning as the Lakers. I have them winning this next game. It's a lot riding on it. It's a lot of it depends, type situations of how this is going to go. But this series is getting better as the time goes along. And you really, what more can you ask for if you're a basketball fan? Even if your team's not in it, you want to see a series. You want to see a series. You don't want to see a sweep. Nobody wants to see a sweep unless you're a Lakers fan. Then you want to see a sweep. But honestly, I don't want to see a sweep. I want to see this team and these guys put together a more competitive series. Courtney Harden, shout out to you. Jimmy Balled Out needs to do this every game for the Heat to have a chance. True. And I'm sure, Courtney, you're watching your Fly Eagles Fly, which it's 14-11 right now. San Francisco's up by 3. Me being a Cowboys fan, guess who lost again today? Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys lost today in dramatic fashion like they continue to do. They had an amazing comeback, but Odell Beckham Jr. is on that side, and Odell Beckham Jr. is going to feast on the Cowboys because he does that most of the time. Dak with a career day, 41 for 58, 502 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's the first player to have 3 consecutive games of over 400 yards. I believe this is probably his first game where he's thrown for 500, period, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to Miss Valerie Majors, one of my best friends' mothers. She says, I'm not giving up on Miami. Okay. I mean, they got a chance, but that chance is about that small. But I think they do have a chance. Jimmy Butler said they're in trouble in the game, referring to the Lakers are in trouble going forward. Dame Lillard, Russell Westbrook, and Jamal Murray learned the hard way and when they had fun. I don't know what's going on with my camera, but my background just cleared or whatever, but I'm still here. Shout out to Talisha Williams. Thank you for tuning in. She has the, let me put that back up there. She has the purple and yellow hearts. So I'm assuming you must be a Lakers fan. He said he trouble as in Jimmy referring to himself. Okay. Thank you, Raji. Thank you for tuning in on the YouTube side. We're live on YouTube and on Facebook. How do the Cowboys allow the Browns to hang 49 on them? I don't know. Man, this defense is struggling. The Cowboys lost to make the Chargers look less pitiful. Yeah. The fact of the matter is, this Dallas Cowboys defense is not good. They have a ton of injuries. When you have Daryl Worley playing corner, that's a problem. That's a major problem, and you're probably going to give up major points. When the Cleveland Browns runs up, let me go to the exact stat. I believe it was over 300 yards. When the Cleveland Browns, of all teams, rush for 370 yards on you, you deserve to lose. You deserve to lose when you let the Cleveland Browns put up 370 yards. Jeff Van Gundy said he said that dummies. Jeff Van Gundy. I like Jeff Van Gundy. Him and Mark Jackson give a great connection. You're from Cali. Okay, Talisa. Shout out to you. I'm actually from Cali, too. I grew up in the Bay Area. Grew up in a town called Emeryville. I don't know if you know where that is, in between Berkeley and Oakland. Also, I lived in Berkeley, Richmond, Vallejo. I'm in Dallas now. So thank you for checking us out tonight. Normally we have a crew that is in here with us, but tonight it's me, and we're gonna be doing this after each game. So come right here immediately after the game. We will be here on Facebook, on the BS3 Radio Facebook, or and on YouTube. So we'll be right here. We'll try to do more of these as sports are going along. I mean, we got the World Series going to be coming up. I don't see myself doing a World Series post game every single game, but may do one maybe after the World Series, is over. That'll possibly be something. But D'Ernest Johnson, you may be wondering, who is that? Yeah, I don't know either, but he ran for 95 yards. Right now, the NFC least, you heard me right, the NFC least is the worst conference or the worst division in the NFL. The absolute worst. The absolute worst. 1-3, the Washington football team is number 1. 1-3, the Dallas Cowboys are number 2. And then 0-2 and 0-4 are the Eagles and the Giants. And it's looking quite interesting that the Philly is probably going to lose tonight too. Sorry, Philly fans. Sorry, Fly Eagles Fly. But they're probably going to get a loss tonight too. And I don't say that to be rude or mean, but I just say that because I'm not an Eagles fan. Because we got a lot of Eagles fans around here. that are continuously talking trash while their team is continuing to lose. So I don't want to hear anything. Now, if the Eagles win tonight, come talk to me. If the Eagles win tonight, you can talk to me. You can rag. You can do whatever you want. Shout out to Miss Mocha Bella. How you feeling? Heat Nation, I know you're excited. They got to win tonight. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how the win comes. It's just a matter of if you get the win. That is all that matters in this. That is it. That is it. That is all. And that is the most important part of this is as long as you get the win, that is what you can hang your hat on and be excited about. So I know you got to be excited, Mocha. Hashtag Heat Nation. So it's 14-11, San Francisco up on Philly. Carson Wentz is, how do I say this? Not looking like a real quarterback. Oh, man. But if they win tonight, I already know Eagles fans are going to be in my ear. They're going to be wanting to talk to me. They're going to be wanting to say, that the Eagles are back. Right now, Carson Wentz is 15 for 24, 140 yards, and an interception. Jalen Hurts watch. Hashtag Jalen Hurts watch. We got to win, so I'm happy. And you should be. You should be, Moga. Just a hard fought win that you got to be excited about, and you got to give props where props is due, even if you don't want to. You got to. So since we're on, we got a few minutes left, or about 17 minutes left. How'd your NFL team do? Obviously, the Cowboys lost, so I already mentioned that. And let's go through the scoreboard from today. Browns 49-38, even with the big day from Dak. A lot of that was playing from behind. Bengals beat the Jaguars 33-25. Gardner Minshew, 351, 2 touchdowns. Joe Mixon is a beast, 151, 2 touchdowns. Big ups to him. The Saints beat the Lions. Drew Brees, 246, 2 touchdowns. Russell Wilson and the Seahawks beat the Miami Dolphins. 362 touchdowns for Russell Wilson. And the Chargers and the Bucks, they went into a straight up shootout. They were going at it, down after down after down. Tom Brady, 369, 5 touchdowns. A huge day for him. Ronald Jones, the second, 20 carries for 111 yards. And Mike Davis, 7 receptions, 122 yards. And then on the other side, Justin Hibbert, 293 touchdowns, 1 interception. Justin Hibbert is going to be a player. He's got all the tools and the skills. The Ravens beat Washington. Dwayne Haskins, 32 for 45 with 314 yards. And that wasn't a loss. But my man Dwayne Haskins was slinging it around to multiple targets. But Lamar Jackson is king, MVP. Had 7 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown. Had a 50-yard touchdown. So big ups to Lamar Jackson. The Panthers beat the Cardinals 31-21. Teddy Bridgewater with a great day. 276 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mike Davis, 16 carries, 84 yards. And Robbie Anderson, 8 receptions for 99 yards. And I have 2 of those guys on my fantasy squad. If you guys play fantasy, your roster is probably shot just a tad bit because, you don't have you've had a lot of injuries. There has been a stack of injuries Shout out to Taylor Dean, CSA. Thank you for tuning in. Give me your thoughts on the game tonight. Miami gets the win. Make sure to follow him. Man, he does a great job. What Man Can't Say. That's his brand. Does a great job at that. Also, while I'm giving shout outs, Taryn Rodriguez, make sure to follow him and IE Sports Radio. That's the family of BS3 Radio. Great guys. Al High has the casual highlights. Also, he has Disrespect Your Senses podcast. Cal Johnson, he was earlier up in the chat if you've seen that. He has a show called From the Bottom. A lot of these guys that are in the chat room there do a great job with their shows, or they support, and I appreciate all the support. 14-11 still the score. The NFC least. Don't do that to me, Tan. Why you gonna roast me like that? The NFC least, home of the Dallas Cowgirls, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Derp, known as the Giants, and the team with no name, Washington. Yeah. The worst division in football. The Vikings get a win over the Texans. The Texans are now 0-4. And the reason is because they have a horrible coach and / GM. They might not win a game this season, and that's sad. That's flat out sad and depressing. Dalvin Cook, 27 carries, 130 yards. Deshaun Watson, 20 for 33, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Adam Thielen, 8 receptions, 114 yards, and a touchdown. Man, Dalvin Cook, if you check out the highlights, Dalvin Cook had a crazy run where he was basically bunched up with some defensive linemen, spinned out, and then stiffed arm a guy like he was a piece of paper. But he's a beast. Dalvin Cook is a beast, no doubt. And also, guess who won again? The New York Football Giants. We got a fumble by Nick Mullins. The Eagles pick it up. Let's see if they can score. And them not having Jimmy G is could possibly cost them this game. But they're still 2-1. Rams beat the Giants. Jared Goff, 25 of 32 for 200 yards. The Colts beat the Bears. The Bears with Nick Foles starting. Congratulations, Nick Foles. Again, coming in and try to save somebody. If you're not familiar with that old E40 song, Captain Save-A-Ho, that's who Nick Foles is. He comes in and tries to save teams. And then the Bills beat the Las Vegas Raiders. Derek Carr, 311 yards, 2 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs with a huge pickup, 6 receptions, 115 yards. The Bills are 4-0. 4-0. Got to give respect. So at the top of each division, AFC East, the Bills. AFC North, the Steelers, which their game is going to be pushed to their game got postponed for a couple of weeks from now. Tennessee 3-0. Kansas City, their game got moved to Monday, so Kansas City will be playing Monday Night Football against the Patriots. The Washington football team, 1-3, is at the top of the NFC least. Green Bay Packers, Bucks, and Seahawks. That's at the top of each division. But we'll have a doubleheader tomorrow, so that should be exciting. Whenever you have a doubleheader in football on Monday night, got Patriots, Chiefs, and Falcons, Packers, which the Falcons, you need to change their name to, I don't know, give up leads. Maybe call them the Falcon leads. I don't know. But they're going to get torched tomorrow. They're going to be 0-4. Sorry to tell you if you're a Falcons fan or not. But playing in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, need I say more? I don't need to say anything else. So tomorrow's game, I got the Packers winning. Patriots Chiefs. That's going to be a good game, but it's Mahomes the firepower that team has, the defense that they have, you got to go with the Chiefs. I think you got to do it. But we should have two great games on tomorrow. Looking forward to those. But this is the NBA Finals Game 3 post-game show. Big win by none other than the Miami Heat. Great game by Jimmy Butler. 40, 11, and 13. LeBron, 25, 10, and 8. It does not get any better than that. Does not get any better than that. So as you're watching this, if you would like to support BS3 Radio, if you like what you're listening to and you want to show us some support, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can join our loyal listener squad on Patreon. You can be the first patron. We don't have one yet, but it's $5 a month. You'll be put on our website permanently, BS3Radio.com. Also, we'll give you a shout out every single month on social media. You can support us via PayPal or CashApp. So any of those ways you can support us. Chiefs and Packers are my picks. I'm agreeing with you wholeheartedly. Make sure to check out the BS3 Radio website, BS3Radio.com. We've updated it. We got new shows on there. And the newest show on the network on BS3 Radio is none other than my parents. My parents have started a podcast. I'm excited about it. They're excited. It's called the Suds or Us podcast. And they'll be talking about different topics on life, God, family, and marriage. I'm super excited. They've been working on it for a while. The Circle of Love. And we'll put the link to the show on Facebook and on YouTube. Make sure to click on that. Check it out. They dropped the first episode and the trailer yesterday. So they're running full head of steam. If you're interested in starting a podcast and you don't know where to start, you may be nervous about it. Reach out to me. I can help you start a podcast. If you want to join BS3 Radio, you can do that as well. But I will help you in whatever way that I can. Give you the tools that you need to have a successful podcast. What does Suds or Us going live on a weekly basis? So Suds or Us, they're not doing live, but they'll be releasing an episode I believe they're doing it every Friday or Saturday. Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So it'll be somewhere around there. But when you click on that link, you can follow. But it won't be live. It'll be uploaded. They may do some live shows, but it'll be on the weekend. I'm going to get them on an upcoming show of Late Night with BS3, or we may do a special episode to introduce them. But they're super excited. I'm excited for them. And it's nothing better than getting your family involved in something that you love. My wife has done a podcast. Obviously, I'm doing one. My parents are getting into it. I'm trying to get my sister to do one. Both of them together, I think, would be a pretty dope thing. And it looks like still 14-11 when it comes to this game that's on right now. San Francisco and Philly. San Francisco making a big stop on second down. Let's see if they can make another stop. They got to score, I think, to really put this game away. But the Miami Heat beat the Lakers. Let me see if there's any other information here to share on the game. Let's see if I'm missing anything. The NBA world reacting to a great game by Jimmy Butler, and they should be. They should be, because this was a major win. This was a major win. You got to get one, and once you get one, you can build on that momentum. And when you build on that momentum, who knows what can happen? Who knows what can happen? I was supposed to have one of my best friends, Sion Mack, come on, but we also will be back tomorrow too. So BS3 Radio, we have a variety of shows. We're building the YouTube presence as well. So tomorrow we'll have our YouTube show, which will be at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. We'll be recapping week 4. We'll probably pick 2 to 3 games and we'll talk about them. We're definitely going to talk about the Cowboys. We're probably going to talk about this Sunday night game and talk about one of the other games. So you can tune in, youtube.com/BS3 Radio. You can check us out. Also, we have a variety of shows throughout the week. I'll be doing a show on the 10th, this upcoming weekend. It'll be live on Facebook, live on YouTube as well. I wanted to read some of the comments that Bradley Bill said, okay, Jimmy. Kevin Love says, truly a masterpiece from Jimmy. Facts. It was Jimmy a dog, says Donovan Mitchell. And inspiring, says Joel Troll. I believe that's his, Joel Troll Embiid. Rudy Gobert says they really tried to trick us into thinking that Jimmy wasn't a guy that you want on your team if you want to win. And that's true. Hold on. Jalen Hurts is in the game right now. Jalen Hurts is in the game now. He just fumbled the snap, but Jalen Hurts' watch has officially begun. I don't know if they're replacing him permanently or if this is just a one-time thing. But Jalen Hurts is in the game. Looked like he's running off the field, so I'm assuming maybe they were just trying to do and it was a low snap. But Jalen Hurts getting into the game is exciting. That'll make me possibly give that would make me root about this much for the Eagles. But Carson Wentz is back in the game. It's they're second down and 18. Pass up to Jalen. Who is that? Just caught that. But touchdown Eagles. Eagles got a touchdown. I don't even know who that guy is, number 13. Let me pull it up. But Carson Wentz with a touchdown pass. Who would have thunk it? To Travis Fulgham. Travis Fulgham with a touchdown pass from Carson Wentz. So they're in this game. D. Wade says, talk, yo, Jimmy. Larry Nance Jr. was talking about Jimmy Butler and his performance in this game. I don't want to hear any more Jimmy Butler slander. That man is tough. And it's true. It is extremely disrespectful to talk down on Jimmy Butler. If you know his backstory, you know why in his heart he fights so hard to win, because winning is important to him. So I'm never gonna talk down on Jimmy. Jimmy talking that big cash, says Mikael Bridges. Jimmy Buckets, it was an honor to play aside you. That was by James Ennis. So Philly going up. If they kick this field goal, 18-14 over San Francisco. And we will end it right there. We do this show. It's about an hour. We'll do this show. It's about an hour. Post-game show. We'll be doing another one on Tuesday. Also, I'll be back tomorrow with the weekend wrap-up show, which will be at noon or noon-ish. Depends on when I start. But normally 12:15 Central. If you're on the West Coast, 10:15. If you're on the East Coast, 1:15. It's a quick show that I do on my lunch break, just talking about the weekend and sports. Also, my birthday was yesterday, so I'll probably talk about that. And then we have the Monday reaction show, which will be on YouTube. It'll be at 6:30 Central, 4:30 Pacific time, and then 7:30 Eastern on YouTube, youtube.com BS3 Radio. Shout out to Freddie Hall in the building. What's going on? And look, I love you, Freddie, but stop sending me that Cowboys slander, okay? I know it. I know it. You always ready. You always ready to fire off something, showing me a Cowboys meme. You always ready to send me a Cowboys meme. I appreciate that. But your Seahawks are looking good. So I have zero trash talk that I can give you because the Seahawks are undefeated. Are the MVP. He should be an MVP. He doesn't get a lot of MVP talk, but MVP candidates, Russell Wilson. The Seahawks are, I'm trying to find they're 4-0, and Russell Wilson's having one heck of a year, as well as Dak. You got to put Dak in that conversation. He is now leading the league in passing yards. Leading the league in passing yards. Ben, shout out to Carnell Watkins. He said, Ben, I know you're not rooting for the Eagles. No, not at all. But if Jalen Hurts gets into the game, I am going to root for Jalen Hurts. I will do that, but I will never root for the Eagles, though. Never. But if Jalen Hurts getting into the game, I gotta cheer. I gotta cheer for Hurts. All right, so Dak's leading offensive leaders in passing yards, 1,188. He's had 3 straight games over 400 yards. That's a first. Derrick Henry is leading the league in rushing yards, 319. DeAndre Hopkins leading receiving yards, 356. Alden Smith, who was gone from the game for 5 years, is leading the league in sacks with 4. Eric Kendricks leading the league with tackles with 33. Yeah, pool NFC East. You're right. It's NFC least. NFC least because they cannot. None of these teams deserve to be in the playoffs. They need to basically. I'm gonna get out of here in a minute, but they need to basically just flat out skip over the NFC least and pick a different team from somewhere else because none of these teams have played well enough. Nick Mullins just throws an interception and the Eagles running in for a touchdown. The Eagles may get a win today. The Eagles may get a win. At this point, it's 24-14. The 49ers do not have Jimmy G. That is going to hurt them. They do not have Raheem Mostert. That is going to hurt them. And this game is trending in the wrong direction for the 49ers. Nick Mullins throws a pick 6. George Kittle went off 10 for 128, but that's not enough. It's still 5:42 left, but I think this is about over. NFC least equals NFC East. NFC best equals NFC best. Yeah, we're in the JV league. Facts, man. That throw was terrible. Yeah, who are you throwing to? Like, it looks like maybe he got confused on what color red is, but clearly he threw it straight to that guy. Hopefully they play the replay. So, okay, Nick Mullins is backed up. He is throwing I don't even know who are you throwing the ball to? Like, this dude was right in your face and you just threw it right to him. All right, so we're gonna keep talking. We're gonna end this show in about 1 minute and 20 seconds. I'm gonna keep it at an hour. All right, and especially because my wife's probably gonna be peeking through the door, and I said I was gonna keep it an hour, so I'm gonna keep to my word. I did pick the Eagles to win the East. Yeah. Oh God, this division is still garbage though. But I don't know, the Eagles to get a win against a backup quarterback. You know, give yourselves a pat on the back if you want. But this team continues, and as in the Cowboys I'm gonna talk about right now, they continue to disappoint. And why is it that you got to play extremely hard when you're down? Why is that? Why can't you just play a regular game and win the game without having to go down by 20 points and then you're trying to come back? And then, which I'll talk about this tomorrow, that onside kick, I'm assuming was an onside kick. It was a horrible decision because that gave them perfect field position. That gave the Browns perfect field position. 1st to 9 wins, true. Hey, it could be 1st to 8. Hell, it could be 1st to 7. the way this is going. I picked the Cowboys to win the NFC least. You're welcome. Thank you. 49ers backup quarterback looks like Cole Beasley. He does a little bit. And he does kind of look like man, who was I just thinking? He looked like Mitch Trubisky too, a little bit. They just put somebody else in. Who is this guy? Number 3. I don't know. Who is this guy that they just put in again? They put in the backup of the backup now. I believe that's CJ Beathard that they just put in the game. But I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in tonight. Oh, what was that? Oh. I had my ESPN in the background and it was making a noise. Kind of scared me a little bit. He went to Iowa. So thank you everyone for tuning in to NBA Finals Game 3 post-game show. I will be back next week. I'll be back on. So I'll be doing a couple shows this week. We're doing 2 tomorrow, the weekend wrap-up show on BS3Radio.com. Also, I'll be doing the YouTube show. It'll be at 6:30 Central. And then also I'll be doing the Saturday show. How do we block a punt and end up getting more points put on us snakebite? I don't know, man. I don't get it. I don't understand this team. I don't understand. I don't understand some of these special team calls. They've been making a lot of mistakes. Now, granted, there's a ton of injuries, but if you're in the NFL and you're a backup, you got to be able to do what you got to do. So, thank you everyone for tuning in. Make sure to follow us at BS3 Radio. Make sure to follow us on YouTube. Subscribe if you're not already. And check out all the great shows. BS3Radio.com. Have a great night. God is love. Peace.